everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Jesus Talks. I know it's been a while since I've been here. Uh, and today I'm really excited because we have somebody that you guys might recognize. I know for me, I saw him a lot on my Instagram For You page, TikTok. So I'm really excited to introduce you guys to Alex, a lot of you guys might know from the Catholic Crusader, right? Crusade show.
Yeah, Catholic Crusader show.
Yeah, so we're just give a warm welcome to him. We're actually going to be talking today. We're going to talk about a faith journey. We're going to talk about how did he come into the Catholic Church. Now, when you guys saw the announcement, you guys saw that I wrote that he was ex-Protestant. So we're going to learn what really brought him here to why is he sharing his faith online now. To Alex, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here with us today, and you can start whenever you want.
All right. Nice to meet you as well, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, why don't you kind of just let us know your story, just background? Now, I know you stated for like you're ex-Protestant. So,
Mhm.
was it different denominations? Was it one certain denomination, or how did that start?
Yeah, so when I first became Protestant, because I didn't become Christian Protestant until I was 9, 10 years old, that's when I really found out about just who Jesus was as a whole and accepted him into my heart. You know, a good little Protestant, like into my heart prayer that I did. And ever since then, I've just been just a Christian and was a Protestant until found out what Catholicism was and learned more about it, and then I converted.
So, were you a certain denomination?
Yeah, I was like Baptist evangelical. So my dad's a Calvinist, so super big on Calvin, John Piper, all those big Protestant kind of Baptist predestination and people.
So, so obviously you're a Catholic. So, what are some of like the big differences that you've noticed in Catholicism and in the background that you grew up with?
The unity. I think that's one thing that really pulled me to the Catholic Church is the unity, where I don't have to be looking for like a church whether I move wherever in the world. So that's a huge difference. Even just how we view the Eucharist and what they call communion and that as a whole, and just some other big major things, especially like on predestination and all that stuff.
And would you say that so what exactly pinpointed you to the Catholic Church? Like what was the first thing? Was it a person or an event or something that's like, "Hey, you know what? Like this person introduced me to Catholicism and that kind of piqued my interest," or what was it
Yeah, I
exactly?
really started looking more into it and really was introduced to it via my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. And she was like, I knew other Catholics, but they weren't really talking about their faith or anything. And so when I started dating her, she introduced me to Catholicism, would go to church, her church and then my church later in the day or vice versa. And yeah, so she was like the real one who really introduced me to the faith.
And but did it feel weird when you attended your first Catholic
Well, it
mass?
did. Yeah, it felt really weird. It felt, I mean, at that time, I was pinpointing like, okay, this seems kind of devilish or satanic, or like my spirit doesn't feel right in here, like that type of stuff. So
How did your wife take it?
she took it pretty well. I mean, she's pretty laid back about that stuff. She did never tried pushing it on me or anything. Just kind of prayed on it and just kind of like sit back and let the Lord do His work. Really.
That's pretty good though, because I know a lot of people who a lot of people do convert because of their partners or because of their I guess, in this case, it was your girlfriend at the time who is now your
Hmm.
wife, which
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So, when were you initiated into the Catholic Church?
This Easter.
This Easter? Oh, wow. So
This Easter
you
Vigil.
wow. How did
Yeah,
that feel
tomorrow's
for
my
you?
1 year that I joined RCIA or OCIA now, but
Wow, congratulations, man.
thank you.
And so, how did that feel leading up to the big day?
Felt amazing. It felt like my life was like my faith journey life was coming to like a new start and also kind of like a end as well. So it was like a really weird mixed emotions of both ending something and then also starting something. And the day was just so the days leading up to it, I was super nervous as well. So
Did you experience any, like, what we called spiritual attacks, leading up to the day? But how did your family react when you told them, "Hey, I'm gonna be Catholic?" Like, were they more receptive towards it? Were they open towards that idea?
they accepted it better than I thought. There's actually a cool story behind it. The day I was told them that morning, that's the day I kind of decided, like, okay, I'm gonna become Catholic and I better start telling people. And so the first person obviously I told was my wife. And then the second people I was going to tell was my parents, but super nervous about that. So I prayed on it. I said, Lord, if I'll tell them, but if you want me to tell them like today, one of them call me. And then the one who called me was my mom, who I called about like a couple weeks ago previous to that. And then she's the one who called me back. So I was like, okay, great. So I called them later that evening, told them I was becoming Catholic, and they took it better than I thought.
That's really good though. I heard a lot of stories of people whose parents weren't always receptive to that. Were you scared that they were gonna get like mad or like call you a heretic or something? Or did you kind of know that
Not
they were
really that far, but I would just kind of I didn't wanna disappoint them, you know, you don't wanna disappoint your parents or anything, so I didn't wanna disappoint them, and I didn't want them to question my faith in Jesus or anything, so
so so obviously with your background, did you have a lot of Protestant friends and were you able to tell them, and how what was their reaction when you told them that you were gonna be Catholic?
I have Protestant friends, but they're not like we talk every day, like, if we see each other, like, we grew up together, but I don't wanna say best friends, but, like, I don't wanna count them as acquaintances
Acquaintance.
as well because it's like, that seems a little disrespectful to how they are, so yeah. So I didn't really have to tell anyone except for my parents and yeah,
Which you were probably more scared to tell them.
for sure. Yeah.
I can imagine how nerve-wracking that must be. So,
Mhm.
when did you, if I may ask, when did you get
Yeah.
married to your wife?
Yeah, we got married. Tomorrow will be our 3-year anniversary, so the,
Yay,
summer of
congratulations.
2022.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
thank you.
Did you guys do the whole Catholic ceremony,
We
mass,
did.
and everything?
Oh,
How
well,
did
not
that
the whole
feel?
entire mass. That's actually something I do regret because at the time, I was still Protestant. And then also, all my family, none of them are Catholic. The only Catholic people I know in my life are my wife, father-in-law, and 2 brother-in-laws. And so the rest, like 95% of the people at the wedding were Protestant, so we decided just not to do the mass and just do a regular ceremony,
Okay, okay,
which I
and
regret
then
now, but
yeah. I mean, hold on, maybe in the future you guys could do it, you know? I mean, it's never too late for that.
for sure.
So, what are some of the I would say, how would you compare your life now to how you were before as a Protestant and now as a Catholic?
How it life now, it feels more at peace. I know a lot of people's misconception about Catholics is that they never truly know if they're saved. But, like, being in the Catholic Church, it feels more secure than being a Protestant. So, definitely that has changed, and even just my view on sin and everything has changed a lot, and yes, I've become more aware of my sin as a Catholic, so that can be a little burdensome, but it's also helped out a lot and helped me, defeat a lot of sin. Yeah.
And, what made you wanna do online content?
I don't even know. I just kind of am here, but no, one day, I don't know. I just decided like, hey, I want to share my story on online because I didn't really find anyone else really like doing that at the time at least. So I just kind of started like, hey, I'm Protestant, becoming Catholic, or yeah, I kind of started with kind of help me find my patron saint. And so I was going through this book and it was fun and just kind of started like that.
Yeah, who is your patron saint,
Saint John Paul II.
and what drew you to him?
Just his I like his story about his child life. I can relate to him because me and him both had, like, a hard childhood, and so that and then I'm a huge this is gonna sound bad, but I'm a fan of World War II. Not what happened, but I love learning about it. So he was alive during that era and everything, and he had family like and everything. So that what drew me. That's what drew me to him, and then just him being such a great forgiving guy. I really look up to him, especially after he got shot and everything.
And then how did you come up with the name, The Catholic Crusade Show?
I don't know. That is like first I started with Defender of the Faith, I believe, and then I was like, okay, I don't really I'll do like defend the faith, but it's not like I want to do apologetics like 24/7. Like that's not what I want to do. So then I switched it to just my name, Alexander. And then just one day I just thought, hey, the Catholic Crusader show would be cool. So
Do you know anything about the crusade?
a little bit, a
A
little
little
bit.
bit.
I know
Most
that,
Catholics don't.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Okay. Okay. So then, have you made any online friends lately with doing the show? With just doing what you're doing online. Have you met any
yeah,
great people?
I actually have. I've have like two good friends so far that just we have each other's phone numbers and everything, and we talk when we can and pray for each other. And
Do you feel like it gave you a sense of community coming into the Catholic faith?
oh, for sure. It definitely did. Helps out a lot, especially because my parish is filled with a bunch of old people. So I don't really get around people my age who are Catholic. And so just having this online filled community where I can see people my own age, and even I love seeing the different like ethnicities, backgrounds, all that. It's like it's super cool of how diverse
Mhm.
us
And
Catholics are.
you practice the Roman rite, am I correct? The
Roman,
Latin
right?
rite?
Yep. But I love the Byzantine rite. You'll catch me
And
there sometimes going there just because how beautiful it is.
yeah, it is beautiful.
Mm,
I don't know, that's one of the first things that blew my mind when I really started to take my faith seriously, because I grew up cradle Catholic. My
okay.
viewers know this. I grew up cradle Catholic. I didn't take my faith seriously up until around 20-ish, age 20. So it's crazy to me, like, when I started learning about all these different rites, I'm like, "Man, they're beautiful." The
Yeah.
churches, I don't know what it is, but whenever I travel somewhere, I love looking at the churches, the Catholic
Mhm.
churches specifically, because it's so nice to get to see so many different, just so many different beautiful ones. I don't know if you've gotten to do that as well, but it's
For sure. Yeah, I've only been to one Byzantine, but whenever I go place, I love just visiting even just the local Catholic Roman Rite Church and the basilicas and all that good stuff. It's amazing.
and so I guess another thing is we're gonna go to this question that I know I told you earlier.
Okay.
So, how will you play a role in the new crusade?
How will I play a role in the new Crusades? Well, I'll say I'll play a new role in the Crusades online because I'll help anyone. Like, how do I word this? How do I word this? I want to say KILL, but like, you know, them and their beliefs for them to, no one's gonna stomp on any Catholics online.
So you wouldn't actually join. You wouldn't actually join in person.
Would I join in person? Oh, I would. If it was like really down to it, I would
Okay, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, it's cool. I'm like, I would not do it in person just because I'm scared, but but I know most guys are really into that. Like, oh
for
yeah,
sure.
we'll
I
join the
would.
new crusade.
But yeah, yeah, for sure. I'll
Yeah,
be front row. I'll be the
front row
one
with everyone.
hyping everyone up.
You're like, let's go team.
Uh-huh, exactly.
I can just
We'll play
imagine
some nice chants on the way as well.
Gregorian chants playing on the way.
Exactly.
Just there you go. Nothing gets you more pumped up than that.
Exactly.
Or maybe even some Orthodox chants. That'd also
That
be
would be
fire
cool
too.
too. Two people holding up like icons, like a huge icon of like Mother Mary and Jesus. Two people swinging incense as we march towards whoever we're going against.
There you
Whatever.
go. Absolutely
Yeah,
great. I love how we're acting like this is gonna happen, but it's not. But
exactly.
it's a nice thought. My next thing is, what is your favorite prayer that you like to do?
Definitely like devotion or like singular prayer.
Both.
Because I always fall between like the rosary. So Hail Marys are my favorite. They they really calm me down and like stressful times or whenever I'm like really upset, I just start saying the Hail Mary and nerves start to ease down a little bit. The rosary or even the Divine Chaplet. Is that? Yeah, that one is amazing. I love it. It's super beautiful.
And then if so, I guess my next one would be what story from the Bible is like one of your favorites? Do you have a favorite Bible story?
Favorite. They're all really good in their own sense. Obviously, the gospel to begin with, but I'm more of a Old Testament kind of like stories. Like Jonah is super cool. I love that. Like how he just kept on just saying no, 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 no to God, but God's like, no, you're gonna do this whether you like it or not. And even Job, like it seems like on my most stressful day, I'm like, thank goodness at least I'm not Job. So I always have that story in the back of my mind. So those 2 just yeah, those 2 I always fall on.
Mine is mine that kind of which I probably shouldn't say this, but like it kind of cracks me up a little bit is the story of Elijah where he asked the Lord to die. He told the Lord like he wants to die, and then
Yeah,
the Lord,
yeah, I
and
love
like
that one.
everybody makes a joke about it because they're like, yeah, all he needed was just a nap and a snack. That's it.
Mhm,
I
exactly.
don't know if you ever seen those TikToks where they recreate it. Where it's just, like, pretending like he's just eating, the food and stuff, calming him down, and it cracks me up. There's one, like, they do, like, a mouse. I know some people will know what I'm talking about. There's a TikTok of the mouse just eating, and they're like, how Joe felt when when he said he wanted to die, and then the Lord just gave him food, and then he was just, like, all good.
Yeah,
'Cause I think on
eating
one of
food
my
and taking a nap can help out a whole lot.
and I love how the Lord was just like, "Here you go," and then
Exactly.
boom, he was all good. So that one's probably one of my favorites. Do you have a favorite apostle?
Favorite apostle? Paul? Paul's a good one. I like Matthew. I don't know if it's I like him because how they portray him in The Chosen, and I kinda like his little like, how they
He's
portrayed
funny.
him,
He's
but,
funny.
yeah, Matthew, definitely.
I feel like and then, so let's talk a little bit about content creating. Like, let's say there's somebody listening out there who's like, "You know what? I wanted to kinda do what you're doing online,"
Mhm,
not necessarily getting into apologetics, but wanting to share
mhm.
their faith online. So what, like, advice would you give to somebody who's maybe trying to pursue that?
Started a whole new account that no one in your personal life will know. That's what I did. I started a like whole new account where only a few people in my actual life like have found it. So it's nice to post without knowing people that know you in real life that they know you post. So I would start off with that and then just post on anything that I mean you feel called to. If it's not apologetics, then just post funny dancing clips or like yeah.
Yeah, because I know, like or at least for me, that's what I did. I started a whole new page for my podcast,
Mhm,
and then You know, which a lot of people in my life, they know that I do it, but not everybody, which
mhm,
is nice, by the way. But same with me, like, I don't do apologetics 'cause, like, I love it, but I don't think it's for me. But what I do
for
love is I
sure.
love sharing, like, testimonies, stories of people who have founded the Catholic faith. So it's really cool to just get to do that. I don't think a lot of people realize, like, you really do learn a lot by
For sure. Yeah, I love hearing testimonies and everything. They're always so powerful and inspiring. I think that's
so
why us Catholics love the saints so much because it's just testimony after testimony after testimony.
I like you ever hear, like, exorcist stories and all that?
Yes, uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
I love those, dude, but I cannot hear him at nighttime because then I start feeling kinda weird, but, like,
Uh-huh.
I love listening to it, though.
Yeah, I love listening to them as well.
Do you have any favorite content creators that you like on there, Catholic content creators?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull them up because I'm super bad with names and everything, but
Also, I love how
sorry,
beautiful it
just got
looks outside.
I know it's a nice evening. It just rained like an hour or 2 ago, so
Same for mine. It rained an hour
okay.
ago, but the sun isn't shining that much, so it's kinda
What
gloomy.
state are you in?
Indiana.
Indiana. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Florida.
Florida. Oh, okay. Okay, you weren't joking when you said you were on Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so just want me to list them off or
Should list them off? Go ahead.
okay. We got, the Council of Trent, Learn a lot from him. Sam Shamoon, I like him when I feel like in a fiery mood and want to like really kind of learn something. If I'm in a chill mood, I like Sips with Sierra.
Sits with
He's
Sarah,
super,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I
had
love
him
him.
on.
Just oh, nice. I like listening to him when I'm like in a chiller mood. Pints with Aquinas is always great. I always equate him to the Joe Rogan of the Catholic world, just because his podcast can be really about like a whole bunch of stuff, kind of like Joe Rogan. And then Voice of Reason, he helped out a lot. He did. He his stuff has helped out a lot when I was really getting into the faith. I actually used to listen to him when I was a Protestant. I was be like, this dude knows nothing. But
He's a
I
really
really
great.
he doesn't do like consistent content, but he helped me out when I was first starting becoming Catholic. Keith Nestor
Oh,
and
okay.
his story, and so that's kind of like my YouTube because it's like I follow people like subscribed to people on YouTube, and then like I have a whole new people who are like I enjoy their content and stuff on Instagram and then TikTok. So yeah,
But those are some of the ones on YouTube. So there you go. So
yeah,
people have an idea of who you mainly listen to. You had some good people on there, honestly. Those are a large majority of them. I follow them too, and they're really good.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Those are just the people who at least I'm subscribed to right now.
And what has been one of your favorite what has been one of your favorite videos that you recorded?
Let's see. We got the one where it's like where I put in air quotes, want to go to Eucharistic adoration.
I
And I
love that
just,
one.
yeah, that one was really
The one
fun
where
to
you
record.
just jump on front. Yeah, yeah. I
It
remember that
was
one.
fun to like watch it because I was like, oh my goodness, this like the clip came out so well. But you should have seen that. When I jumped in the air and like I face planted like into the camera. And so it's like it was horrible recording it, but seeing the end result, super fun and
I can imagine.
everything. That one was really fun. I really enjoy like my like stuff like that, like little dancing or whatever I do.
Yeah, we've all seen your dancing skills.
Yes.
Anybody who follows his pages would know what I'm talking about.
uh
This man really does like to dance.
I do.
Oh, I really do. So do you miss anything from your Protestant life at all?
I miss the concerts, like concerts during service and everything.
Okay.
Sometimes I miss an aspect of that. Just like the vibe you get in like an evangelical church is like super fun. And so I miss some of that and everything. But other than that, I don't really miss much.
What's your favorite thing about the Catholic faith? Or a
I would
couple things.
yeah, yeah. I would start off with confession. Confession I really love. I wouldn't say I like it in the moment because I'm always like in line, like nervous, like each time I go. But afterwards, just hearing the words like "You are forgiven" is it's powerful. Fell in love with the incense. I really love incense and just anything like really traditional like that. So even like chants and stuff like that.
And then, so how do you and your wife, like, how do you guys, like, implement the Catholic faith or Catholic practices, within your marriage?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, prayer before each meal. Try prayer in like the morning, nighttime. We're not the best at it, but sometimes we try to do like family rosaries and stuff. We even tried to like implement like when we do the sign of the cross, we like cross our baby boy, and so stuff
You
like
have a
little
baby.
stuff like
You have
that.
a baby, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
little seven
Aw.
month old.
Oh my goodness. Are you guys are you did you guys want kids when you guys got married, or was that
Yeah,
something that
we always have wanted kids and always been open to them.
yeah, that's cool though. That must be really
Yeah,
cool, like, being a young dad and getting to have a beautiful family like that, like, that must
it
be
is. It's great. I love it, and it's such a blessing.
what would you say has been the hardest thing about maybe being Catholic? Or what are some things that that you are currently working on to improve?
Becoming a Catholic,
Yes.
things I'm trying to do to improve. I would say everything. I need to improve on everything, but
So, like, for me, like,
mhm,
even now as a Catholic, because again, I was grew up Catholic, but even me still learning more of my faith, I think one of the things that I wanna improve on is, doing the daily prayer every day. That's
okay,
something that getting into scripture every day, because we're supposed to be in our Bibles,
for
but it
sure,
is hard sometimes to be consistent with it when you're not disciplined,
for
really.
sure.
for Catholic practices, trying to get
Mhm.
accustomed to attending daily mass as
Mm.
well could be like another huge thing. Going
Mhm.
to confession when I know
Mm.
I need to, another thing. So again, just those are
Yeah.
just some
For
examples.
me, I would say Bible as well, and just reteaching myself every day, just kinda like because I can, like, learn things, but it's like it's sporadic. I just kinda want it like an even playing field so I could get better at that, at, like, actually implementing things every day, even if it's just for, like, 5 minutes instead of, trying to set a high standard or something. So, can get better at those things.
And have you read any good books lately? Catholic books by chance?
Yeah, I've been going through, Why We're Catholic by Trent Horn. I don't read anything, like, physically, I just audio it, so that's been a great listen, and then also The Jewish Roots of the Jesus and the Eucharist, that one is amazing. I have about, like, an hour left, and it's mind-blowing.
And I know going back to a bit of your testimony, I know you said that like when you first entered, you felt like it was kind of like demonic ritual thing. Like you thought it was kind of like
Yeah,
weird.
like, my spirit didn't feel right, I guess, in there, and I don't now looking back at it, I can say, like, it wasn't that, like, my Christian spirit wasn't feeling good, it was more like my earthly flesh that wasn't really wanting to be there. So, looking back at it, it's kind of funny now, but yeah.
So I know one of the huge things, and people from my channel they know this, that a lot of the people that I interview that are ex-Protestants or Protestants now, one of the things that they struggled with when converting to Catholicism is the basic things like the papacy and our Blessed Virgin Mother, why we honor her so much.
Mhm.
So was any of that difficult for you at all as well?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, especially, like, things like purgatory. Purgatory was big up there. The papacy, yes, but also no. It kinda was like, okay, I can understand, like, there's one pastor, just like how every other Protestant church has one leader explaining and kinda being that example of Christ. So it was more so purgatory and some of the Marian dogmas. Even now, I still have like trouble like thinking like this Marian dogma kind of seems like, but I just that's where I just say I'm gonna trust Jesus, trust his church that he started, and I don't need to know every answer. I don't need to understand everything.
I think that's really important for a lot of people to hear because even now, like there are still, and a lot of people don't realize this, like there's still Catholics that still struggle with that too,
Yeah, for
with
sure.
why we honor Mary so much.
Hmm.
Like why is it that we call her the mother of God? Like a lot of people have can get really mad because you're like, no, like she's not the mother of God, she's the mother of Jesus, and I'm like,
Dorianism and the Big 25.
there you go. Talk about the Trinity, y'all.
Yeah.
But I know that was like that's been a really huge thing I think for a lot of people. I know for me, and I think I'm pretty sure I've shared this before on my channel. I used to struggle a lot with Mary as well, like why she was even so important. And it's crazy because I drove my friend crazy with this. She's super Catholic and she knows a lot, and so
Hmm.
she was kind of like my my person that I would go to. She was like my human Google. I'll be like, "Hey, so why do we believe in this? Or why are we so into this and that?" And she would cite me sources and I would go and I would look at the sources. So she's a huge nerd about all this. So luckily enough, like I've started to get accustomed to it. Which is funny because I'm like and I think a lot of it actually came because even though I never was Protestant, I
Hmm.
grew up with a lot of Protestant influence in my life. 'Cause a
For
lot of
sure.
the friends that I had back then, they were Protestant, and they
Yeah.
would question me about these things, and I had no answer for them, but nor was I
Yeah.
curious enough to, like, actually look up the answers. So now that I'm
Hmm.
older, I'm like, "Well, I have to kinda unlearn that." Do you feel like you had to unlearn all of your Protestant roots, or do you feel
Oh,
like you
for
still
sure.
keep them?
Yeah, so I still feel like I'm unlearning a whole bunch of things and relearning and implementing things, and it's a journey that I don't know when will end, but I don't know if it ever will. But yeah, definitely I'm learning a whole bunch and just relearning.
And so, did you feel discouraged at all when you started making content online where you're like, like, what if somebody asks me a question I don't know? Or what if, like, what if
When I first started, no, I didn't feel discouraged. There's pockets where it's like kind of just want to stop this and just kind of give it up because it's like these people can be ruthless in the comments. But that's where I'm like, I don't need to respond to comments. I don't need to like look at them even just because if I go in there, I know it's going to be like a battlefield and just attacks. Some attacks are the craziest things you'll ever hear. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I get that. There's some of them I've been called a few things, which honestly, I don't respond to them, but I do laugh when I see them, and I was like, "Okay," I'm like, "You're funny. You're calling
always
me a
the accounts with
heretic,"
no post, no picture, them, nothing.
and then just a bunch of numbers on
Yep,
their on their accounts and stuff, or just weird
exactly.
memes, you know? And then or when they do have a profile picture and they do have pictures, you look at the stuff that they post, and then you're like, "Really?" You're like, "You're
Yeah,
coming at me?" Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I don't know if
exactly.
you've seen that before, but, like, I've seen that a lot, and it's
For sure. Yeah.
how do you deal with all you just refuse to just not acknowledge the fact
Either just don't acknowledge, or if I do acknowledge, it's some sort of like sarcastic comeback or something, or like, okay, like, let's see. Some dude said, like, oh, I didn't know you could be gay and Catholic. And so I just said Mr. Projection because it's like he's just projecting at that point. Cause yeah, so just stuff like that. I either don't respond, or if I do respond, it's something just kind of, yeah,
Yeah, and I know
something
that
I think is silly. Maybe other people won't think it's silly, but
I
I
think
find
it's
it
silly
silly.
too. It's fine. I've been called a heretic. I've been told that that I'm practicing pagan rituals and stuff, and that I'm idolatrous, and I'm like, "Thank you,"
Hmm.
but in
Yeah.
my head, I'm like, "Thanks."
Yeah, if people just talk about the like against the faith like that, or it's like, why do you guys do this? I'm like, just go talk to Jesus. Ask Jesus,
I'm like, "Sure."
because he's the one
I'm
who
like
implemented this stuff.
I'm like, "Great." I'm like, "I don't wanna see any posts saying, 'Hey, can somebody please pray for me?'" I'd be like, "Go to Jesus then." I actually read this earlier when they're talking about, like, Protestants, and they're like, "Yeah, you only go to Jesus," and they're like, "Okay, so I don't wanna hear anybody ask me for prayers then."
That's
And
funny.
I was gonna tell me, like, "Just go to Jesus then," you know?
Hmm.
Do you feel like you struggled with the intercession of the saints at all when you became Catholic?
A little bit, yeah, before, but now not really. But I did beforehand.
What
Everything
about
kind of came at once, like as an understanding after I prayed the rosary. So it's always like I always count Mother Mary's intercession for my help to understand of Catholicism.
oh, that's beautiful. And what about the Eucharist? Because I know that's a huge
Yeah.
difference that Protestants and Catholics believe in, like, Protestants, they think it's just symbolic. Did you practice communion at all when you were Protestant?
Yeah, so for mine, being like a Baptist evangelical, we did. It was obviously just grape juice and a cracker, and we would do it about maybe once a month. But it wasn't like at that point where it's like the Eucharist, but it wasn't the point where it's like you anyone can take it. They would always say like you examine yourself, and if you're not Christian, then don't participate. But if you are and you accepted Jesus as your savior, then feel free to commune with us. And so they kind of have like a just like that much higher than just like a regular just communion.
So really it's more of, "Hey, if you accepted Jesus, then you're good to
Yeah,
go."
if you accepted Jesus and just kind of examine yourself, and yeah,
What would they tell you guys that it was? They were like, "Oh, this is a symbol," or
and like a remembrance, like a symbol. Yeah,
oh my goodness. When you tasted the real thing now in the
hmm.
Catholic Church, how did that feel for you? What was that experience like? Did you have any questions that came through your mind? Were you hesitant
Are we talking about on the day or beforehand?
on the day?
On the day, no, I was just over thrilled with joy. I mean, the only thing I was teetering on was whether to receive him on my hand or on my tongue. I did eventually decide to receive him on my hand because my thought process was when I receive him and the priest gives me Jesus via the Eucharist, I can like gaze upon him, and I wanted to like look at him and just kind of like just say, "Hey, what's up?" as like my first time. Ever since then, I have been receiving it on the tongue but that first time I kind of wanted to say like, "Hey, how you doing?"
You're like,
And
"Hey, I'm here." And just staring at
exactly.
each other, you know? You're like,
Exactly.
"Oh,
Mm,
hi, Jesus."
that video I posted, like, former Protestant, now
I
into the
saw that
Catholic
one. I
Church,
love that one, by the way.
received so much flack from our own Catholic brothers and sisters about receiving it on the hand. So much flack. But it's like, it's whatever.
I mean, at least now they know. Then you explain yourself
Yeah,
why
for
you did
sure.
it. I receive it
Yeah,
on the tongue and the knees when I can.
yeah,
I usually try to do that, but I think and a lot of it's and I think that's what a lot of people need to realize is that the people who are still coming into the faith, they're still learning.
for
I would
sure.
say, I mean, would you say that you're still learning about your faith?
Every day learning, and every day, just even like questions like that I've been struggling with, just continuously learning, or like things that like one day might not understand the Eucharist, but hey, I'm gonna learn about it a little bit more and understand it. So yeah,
And I think that's what a lot of people realize that they need to like be more patient when it comes to that,
for
Like
sure,
even like because even the ones who have been Catholic the longest, all of us are still learning something every day.
for
I'm still
sure.
learning every single day. Literally I barely just started understanding why we put Mary in such a high position in the Catholic faith, and that was such a huge thing for me, and I've
Yeah.
just now to really start to understand why we take the Eucharist, why this is the body and blood of Jesus,
Hmm.
why this isn't symbolic and this isn't something that, like
Yeah.
it's not something that you play with, you know?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
sincerity of it, and I think that's what people do, but you know what? The people wanna hate on you for taking it on the hand, like, they may not understand your reasoning,
Yeah.
and you know what? And that's okay,
Yeah. And
just as
like
long as you're
I
being
can
reverent.
understand their reverence for it and why they want it. Because even when I'm like ultra serving and I'm up there and I'm looking at people like receiving it by the hand and stuff, sometimes it scares me because sometimes they just kind of go like this and like it looks like they're about to drop Jesus or via the Eucharist. And so like I can get it, but it's also like, you know,
Yeah, because technically I think from what I was reading up earlier, you're supposed to take it on the tongue and, the knees, but the church has made an exception to people. They can take it
hmm,
on the hand if they want,
yeah.
and standing. But again, I mean, it's personal preference, so, I mean, the church approves both methods,
Hmm.
so y'all need to stop coming at him for that video. I mean, you say you take it now on the tongue, right?
Yep. Been just receiving on the tongue.
See, they can finally back off of you now.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Yeah, so you see, guys, he's learning."
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I this is really cool though. I'm really glad that you're able to share your story with us. Do you have any advice for anybody that's maybe considering Catholicism? They're Protestant, they're young, they want
Yeah. Yeah.
to, but they don't know where to start, how to start.
I would say just start with prayer. That's where I started. Started with the rosary. That's something small that you can start off with. Prayer is always great, just praying. Even if you don't quite understand like the intercession of saints and don't want to ask Mary for intercession, just walk through the rosary and just start learning little traditions about the Catholic faith like that, and continuously trying to learn and seek out like a priest, a local parish priest would be great for questions, or any like credible Catholic in their life. If they have a credible Catholic that they can learn from, would be great. And just take it slow. Take it one step at a time, because once you start really learning, it's never going to end. Even when you decide to become Catholic, you're still going to be learning.
Yeah. Um, did you ever get into the church fathers at all?
A little bit. I've listened to them. Yeah, I've listened to the church fathers. I have Saint Ignatius, his letters, and yeah,
That's pretty cool though. A lot of people really seem to geek out over the church fathers and their letters and stuff. So
for
that'll be
sure.
cool. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be really cool.
yeah, it is cool.
So I guess just kind of let us know where we can find you, guys. I really do encourage you guys to please just go follow his stuff, support his journey. Definitely pray for both of us, not just him, but pray for me too. Pray for both of us. Pray that he continues to learn on his journey here as a Catholic. Stop being so harsh on him. He learned, okay, y'all. He's learning. And yeah, so just let us know where we can find you up on social media. And I encourage you guys to please seek out, you know, his content. It's really good. It's really funny. I personally I love watching your reels on Instagram. I think they're
Thank you.
hilarious, and I think they're very educational too.
Thank you.
I will link them down below as well. So for those watching on YouTube and Spotify, same thing. I have it on there. But yeah, just go ahead and just let us know.
Yeah, yeah. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I go by the Catholic Crusader Show. TikTok, Instagram, I'm mostly more active. YouTube, I need to get better at. But I have a video. Hopefully, I can post sometime next week where I'll be catechizing my pants.
Okay.
Funny title, but once I get into the video, everyone will learn what I mean by that. And yeah,
And
catechizing my pants.
do you have any last words that you'd like to say to people watching you? Maybe any advice, just in general?
Yeah. So first, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here and pleasure to finally meet you and actually be able to talk. So thank you for that. And anyone watching, just keep on pursuing in the faith, and Jesus loves you. So
All right. Guys, this will conclude our episode for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot about his faith journey. Definitely go and support him. As I said before, keep an eye out for all his new content, for all his reels up on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. I will link them down below for all my Spotify listeners and all my YouTube listeners as well. Thank you so much, Alex, for taking the time to do this. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your testimony with us. And we just pray and hope that this helps somebody that's listening out there. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys till next time.